So this is the lecture number 2nd in our geography series, and in this class we will discuss the forest resources of India. See, in the lecture number 1 we have discussed the rainfall in India, and particularly the monsoon rainfall and the various theories of the monsoon rainfalls, right? Theories of the monsoons. Okay, but what we have left, that is the variability of the monsoon and the pattern of the monsoon, basically the pattern of the rainfall in India. Pattern of rainfall in India. So let us first discuss the pattern of rainfall in India, and after that we will start with the forest resources of India. So the pattern of rainfall in India is basically dictated by the topography of India. Okay, its geography, right? Basically the topography dictates the rainfall in India. Now the rainfall, how the topography dictates the rainfall, that, see, this is the, we divide the rainfall pattern in India in three types, that is the high rainfall receiving areas, right? Very low rainfall receiving areas, very low rainfall receiving areas, and the moderate rainfall receiving areas, moderate rainfall receiving areas, right? So this, first of all, in high rainfall receiving areas we classify it further in three zones. One is the Malabar coast in the Kerala, Malabar coast. The second one is the Andaman and Nicobar. And the third one is the northeast, particularly Meghalaya and Himalayas, northeast region of India. Right. And the reason for all three is almost same. For example, in the Malabar coast, it is the first burst of the rainfall, monsoonal rainfall, which strikes the Malabar coast. In case of Andaman Nicobar, it is the most tropical zone of the India, and again the Bay of Bengal branch severely hit the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Northeast region, again the Bay of Bengal branch hit the northeast region of India. When it comes to the low rainfall regions are further, see, look at it. Then this low rainfall region, the first one is the western Rajasthan, right? The second one is the interior of the plateau region, right? This one second, and the Ladakh Himalayas. Right. The reason is, see, in the western Himalayas they are too far from the any monsoonal wind which can reach the western Himalayas. Western Rajasthan. Okay. In case of interior of the plateau region, again it is in the leeward side of the Western Ghats, leading to the dryness condition in the interior of the plateau. When it comes to the Ladakh Himalayas, they are again in the leeward side of Himalayas. So the monsoon winds set their moisture on the windward slopes. For example, these are the Himalayan branches. This is the southern slope, which is the windward slope, and behind this southern slope is the northern slope. And these slopes, this side of the Himalayas, this witness the dry condition because the winds set their moisture on this south slope, southern sides. For example, in the Mussoorie Himalayas, in the Uttarakhand, Dehradun region, all these regions. So the interior of the Ladakh, or the interior Ladakh Himalayas, they also witness very low rainfall, and the other regions of India witness the moderate rainfall. Now, if we know these three regions, these three bases of the monsoons, that is high regions, the high monsoon witnessing regions, the low rainfall witnessing regions, and the moderate rainfall witnessing regions. So then we can very easily distinguish between the variety of vegetations which are found across the India, right? So let us consider the second fact that we left on the monsoon, that is the monsoonal map of India. Monsoonal map of India is very important to understand the which region witnesses how much rainfall. So this is the map of India. This is the 100 centimeter ISO height. This is 100 centimeter ISO height. The regions in this side witness more than 100 centimeter rainfall. This witnesses less than 100 centimeter rainfall. This is 60 centimeter ISO height, right? 60 centimeter. This is, sorry, this is 20 centimeter ISO height. That is, regions in this side witnesses less than 20 centimeter. Region in this side in this region witnesses the rainfall between 20 and 60 centimeters. This is the interior plateau region again. This is 60 centimeter ISO height, a closed gap, 60 centimeter ISO height. This region witnesses less than 60 centimeter rainfall, right? This is the 200 centimeter. This is 300 centimeter ISO height. Okay, this is 200 centimeter ISO height. This one 200 centimeter ISO height, right? And this one is again 100 centimeter ISO height. That is, here again more than 100 centimeter rainfall, more than 300 centimeter in this Malabar coast, and this region witnesses between 300 and 200 centimeter rainfall, right? This region is more than is 200 centimeter ISO height. This region, this is again 200 centimeter ISO height. Okay, here more than 200 centimeter rainfall. This is 60 centimeter ISO height, and this is 20 centimeter ISO height. So this is the rainfall map of India. So this, along with the previous understanding that which region witnesses high rainfall, moderate rainfall, and very low rainfall, we can divide India into various forest resources or the vegetation zone of India. So we will now start with today's main theme, that is the vegetation zones of India. Vegetation zones of India. And in the vegetation zones of India, we will divide the India in the various segments, the various forest resources, right? So let us first start with the first one, that is the moist tropical forest. Moist tropical forest. Moist tropical forest, and they are further divided. Number one is the evergreen, the tropical evergreen forest. Tropical wet evergreen forest. Wet evergreen forest. These forests are found along the Malabar coast on the western slope of the Western Ghats, where the rainfall is greater than 250 centimeter. Temperature is between 25 to 27 degrees centigrade, and the humidity is about or more than 25%. This is the condition, and the trees are very thick. Thick canopy of trees is there in the western slope of the Western Ghats in the Malabar Kerala region, and this region of these trees are also found not only in the Malabar coast but Andaman and Nicobar Islands, right? And the main trees in this type of forests are like uh, cedar, jamun, cane, doop. These are the main trees in these forests, and the height of the trees is often crosses even the 60 meters. So trees are trees height is no more than 50 or 60 meters. They compete for sunlight, so they keep on rising in height, and they have multiple layer of canopies. The trees in the tropic, this is the tropical wet evergreen forest, mostly found in the evergreen the evergreen forest like in the Amazon or in the Papua New Guinea or in the Malaysian forest also. The same kind of forests are found. So this is the tropical wet evergreen forest. This is the condition. These are the trees. The areas where they are found in the Western Ghats, south of Mumbai, in the Western Ghats. So the main areas are Andaman and Nicobar. Okay, Western Ghats. Okay, particularly in the Karnataka and the Kerala. Okay, in the Assam, Nagaland, right, in the Mizoram, Mizoram, right, Manipur. So these are the regions in which these forests are found, right? So this was the first category of the tropical moist forest, the tropical wet evergreen forest, right? So the next that we will study is the tropical semi-evergreen forest, semi-evergreen forest, semi-evergreen forest. So the semi-evergreen forests are found on the margins of wet evergreen forest, margins of wet evergreen forest. Okay, wet evergreen forest, and the rainfall varies between the region where rainfall varies between 200 to 250 centimeter. Temperature is again 24-27 degrees centigrade, and humidity is around 75%. Right. So this is the wet evergreen forest on the margins of tropic semi-evergreen forests on the margins of wet evergreen forest. For example, this is the Indian Peninsula, something look like this. This is the region, this region of the Western Ghats, this where the wet evergreen forests are found. Wet evergreen forest. This is the wet evergreen belt, and in the margins of this wet evergreen, in the marginal okay, region of this wet evergreen, this region is found the semi-evergreen forest in this belt. So around this is the semi-evergreen, this one, right, and this region, this region, and this region is the wet evergreen forest. This one, right. So this is the thing here, and the main trees in this region, in the semi-evergreen forest, main trees in the semi-evergreen forests are the rosewood, laurel, rosewood, laurel, kusum, kanju, kusum, kanju. So these are the main trees in the semi-evergreen forests. Okay. So this was the second category, that is semi-evergreen forest after wet evergreen forest. So let us move to the third category, that is moist deciduous forest. Now next one is the tropical moist deciduous forest. Tropical moist deciduous forest. These forests are found in the rainfall region. Rainfall varies where 150 to 200 centimeter rainfall varies. Okay, this is the main rainfall variation, 25-27 degrees centigrade temperature, and around 74% humidity. Okay, and these forests are found mainly in the Madhya Pradesh, MP, eastern MP, particularly eastern MP, right, the Chhattisgarh, Okay, most of Odisha, Terai Babbar Belt, Terai Belt of Himalayas, right? Then in West Bengal, Assam Valley. Okay, so these are the main region, along with the some the Western Ghats or the margins of the Western Ghats. So these are the regions where the most deciduous forest are found. Now, why they are deciduous? Because they shed their leaves. Okay, these trees shed their leaves in the uh, sorry, this is the black color is here. In summer and winters, summers. So they look barred in the summers, and in the rainfall, when the rainfall arrives, they again looks like lush green, right? In the monsoonal times or in the rainfall times. So this is the most deciduous forest. Now comes the type of trees which are found in the most deciduous forest. So the trees which are found in the most deciduous forest are the rosewood muha, rosewood mahua, tendu, samuel. So these are the main trees which are found in the most deciduous trees. And see, this most deciduous tree belt is the main tribal belt of India. Main tribal belt of India. Large tribal families live in these forests, so most vulnerable to the exploitation as well as the exploitation for the mineral resources, exploitation for the water for dam purposes and many other purposes, leading to the exploitation of the tribals living in these areas. So this is the tropical most deciduous forest. Okay, and then comes the fourth one, that is the littoral forest. That is the littoral forest, swampy forest. These forests, littoral forests, are found in the creeks, mudflats, deltas, estuaries. So these are the main regions where the littoral forests are found. And the main, like the mangrove forest, they are one type of littoral forest, mangrove forest, and they are scattered all along the 7,500 kilometer long coastline of India. Mangrove forest. Okay, and the densest mangrove forests are in the West Bengal plus Bangladesh, and they are called the Sundarbans. They are Sundarbans, right? These are the littoral forest. Okay, along with this, swampy forests are also found in the Tarai region. But in the Tarai region, they have been cleared for what? The agriculture and the cultivation. Okay, for agriculture, they have been cleared and exploited. So this was the fourth category, that is the littoral forest, right? Moving to the fifth category, then sorry, these are the first type of forest that we have uh, covered in the most tropical forest. So we have covered the first category, that is the moist tropical forest, moist tropical forest. And in the most tropical forest, we have covered the four categories. Number one is the wet evergreen forest, tropical wet evergreen forest, right? And this was the first that we covered. The second one that we covered is the tropical semi evergreen forest, right? This was the second category that we covered. The third one that we covered is the tropical moist deciduous forest, right? And the fourth one that we covered is the littoral forest, right? Littoral forest. So these were the first type, that is the moist tropical forest. Okay, moist tropical forest. The next one that we will do is the dry tropical forest. Tropical forest Dry tropical forest, right? In the dry tropical forest, the first one that we will do is the dry deciduous forest. Tropical dry evergreen forest. Evergreen forest. These forests are found on the Coromandel coast in the Tamil Nadu. Coromandel coast in Tamil Nadu, right? In Tamil Nadu. Okay, they are mostly stunted trees. The trees in these forests are the stunted trees of height less than 12 meter. Okay, they mostly resemble the Mediterranean vegetation. Mediterranean vegetation. Okay, and the main reason given for the evergreen nature, even the rainfall is less than 150 centimeter. The main reason for their evergreen nature is a more peculiar one because of the northeast monsoonal winds or the winter rains. Okay, these winter rains are given the main reason for the evergreen nature of the tropical dry forest in the Tamil Nadu Coromandel coast. Okay, now comes the next aspect is that is the trees in this forest, right? The trees in this forest, right? So main trees found in these forests are the jamun, khirni, tamarind, okay, neem. Okay, so these are the main trees in the that you can remember in the first category, that is the this one, a dry evergreen forest, right? Moving to the next one, that is the dry deciduous forest. The second one, that is dry deciduous forest. Tropical dry deciduous forest. Dry deciduous forests, right? So this is the second category under the dry forest. Okay, these forests are the most widespread in India. These forests are the one which are most widespread in India. Okay, most widespread in India. Okay, and these are the transitory forest. These are the transitory forest. Okay, now how they are transitory forest? For example, this is the tropical dry deciduous belt, right? In the drier margins, these are the drier margins. In the drier margins of the tropical dry deciduous, there are the thorny forests. Okay, and in the moist belt, in the most margin side, most in the moist margins, there are the uh, moist deciduous forest. Moist deciduous forest. So if you see, they are the marginal ones, right? They are the marginal ones here. This one, this belt is the marginal one. Okay, the transitory belt, sorry, from the thorny forest to the most deciduous forest. Okay, so they are mainly found, if you see their location, they are mainly found in the UP region. Okay, western Haryana, sorry, eastern Haryana particularly. Okay, most part of MP. Okay, so this is the region along with the in the plateau interiors also. Plateau interiors also. So this is the region where these forests are found, and the main trees, if you see in these forest main trees, they are the main trees which are found in the tropical dry deciduous forests are the pallas, okay, and axlewood, number the amla's rosewood. So these are the trees which are found in the dry deciduous forest, tropical dry deciduous forest, right? So next one is the third category under the dry forest, that is the thorny forest. Thorny forest. Okay, these forests are found in the very low rainfall region, less than 50 centimeter rainfall region, and these regions are mainly in the western Rajasthan plus plateau interior, where rainfall is plateau interiors. Okay, where rainfall is less than 60 centimeter. The map that we made, right? I think, yeah, this one, this region. Again, the thorny forest are found in this region also. So this was the thorny forest, and the if you see the trees that are found in this region, in this forest, the thorny forest, they are the like cacti, okay, acacia, okay, bear, right? So these trees are found in this thorny forest. Okay, so this was the second category. The next category that is there is the, so this was the first that we did in the moist category, the moist one, right? Moist, tropical moist forest, right? And then we did the dry forest, right? Dry forest, and the third one now are the mountain forest, right? Third one is the mountain forest. And mountain forest in India are further divided in two types. I am dividing in two types. That is, one is in the eastern Himalayas, one mountain forest in the eastern Himalayas in Assam Arunachal Pradesh region, and the second mountain forest in the western Himalayas, particularly in Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu and Kashmir, east the western Himalayas. Right, so this one. So we will see in both the Himalayas the vegetation varies just because of the altitudinal position, the latitudinal position. The western Himalayas are more in the higher latitudes, while the eastern Himalayas are more towards equator. So because of this reason, the rainfall in eastern Himalayas and the western Himalayas varies. And because of this variation in the rainfall, there is a variation in the vegetation in both these regions. So let us see the vegetation of both the regions first of all. See, so this, let me make it parallelly. So both are here. See, this is the western Himalayas here. This is the western Himalayas. This is western Himalayas, and this is eastern Himalayas. Right. So these, according to the altitudinal position, the different type of forests are found. Right, and different type of forests are found. So you have to divide this in the altitudinal zonations. Right. 1000. This is 1000 meters. This is 1800 meters. Right. This is 300 meters, 3000 meters, sorry. Next comes the 3600 meters, right? Then this is the 5000 meters, right? And somewhere here, this is 3600 meters, right? And somewhere here is the snow line. Somewhere here is the snow line. This is snow line of the Western Himalayas, right? Now let us see the different forest in these belts. In the see यहाँ पर in the Western Himalayas you have the subtropical forest. The tropical forests are absent. So in between this up to 1000 meter you have the subtropical evergreen forest. You have what? Subtropical evergreen forest. Subtropical evergreen, right? From 1000 to 1800 meter you have the subtropical moist pine. You have subtropical moist pine forests, right? From 1800 meters to 3000 meters you have temperate forests. From 3000 meter to 3600 meters you have the alpine forest. You have the alpine forest. And from 3000 meters, sorry, 3600 meters to 5000 meters, this is 5000 meters. From 3600 meter to 5000 meters you have the alpine meadows. You have the meadows, right? So this is the different type of forest as you move in height in the Western Himalayas. Similarly, let us divide the West Eastern Himalayas also in this same zone in the similar type. See, this is the 1000 meters, right? This is 2000 meters, right? This is 3000 meters. Above that you have 4000 meters, and then you have 5000 meters, right? So if you see in these Himalayas, in the eastern Himalayas you have the tropical. See here in the eastern Himalayas you also have the tropical forest, while the tropical forests are mostly absent in the Western Himalayas. Okay, so you have the tropical vegetation up to 1000 meter zonation, tropical forest. From 1000 meter to 2000 meter you have subtropical vegetation, subtropical broad-leaf forests. You have subtropical broad-leaved forest, sorry, broad-leaved forests. Right, from 2000 meter to 1000 meter you have the temperate forests. You have temperate forests. From 3000 to 4000 meters you have the the alpine forest, particularly the subalpine forests. Subalpine forests. Okay, and then you here from 4000 to 5000 meters you have again alpine meadows. Alpine meadows, right? So this is the main variation in between eastern Himalayas and the western Himalayas. Okay, so see this must be subalpine here. From 3000 to 3500 or 4000 meters this must be subalpine. The difference between the subalpine and alpine is just about the combination of trees. For example, in the subalpine trees, in the subalpine forest you have the like juniper. Okay, juniper, you have the birch trees, juniper trees, pine trees, So these are main in the subalpine forest. But in case of the alpine meadows, you have the lichens mosses combination, lichens and mosses. Right. So this is the difference between the subalpine and alpine forest, and they are both found in eastern as well as western Himalayas. The difference is just that in the western Himalayas, you start with the tropical evergreen forest, but in case of eastern Himalayas, you have the tropical forest, and these tropical forests in the eastern Himalayas are also divided in the two types, that is the tropical semi evergreen and tropical wet evergreen and tropical wet evergreen. Tropical wet evergreen are found in the lower margins, as the tropical semi evergreen found in the higher margins in the up to 1000 meters. So this is the difference between the eastern Himalayas and the western Himalayas plus mountain vegetation. So this was the third category that we did. So what we have done is the moist forest, then we did the dry forest, right? And the third category that we did is the mountain forest. So this is the three type of forest that we did, right? So let us see the map basically of all these categories of the forest. And the last thing of this class, see see this region, more so this region here, plus this region of the tropical interior, you have the thorny forest, you have the thorny forest, right? And this region, okay, which includes the Chota Nagpur, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Eastern MP, okay, plus this region, this dry region, along with the West Bengal, this region, plus the Assam Valley, this region. These forests are the most deciduous forest, deciduous forest, moist deciduous forest, and this remaining region here, this region, along with some part here, this region, in this region is found the dry deciduous forest, dry deciduous forest, right? And this in the Western Ghats, okay, here you have the in this belt you have the evergreen forest, wet evergreen forest in this belt, and in the margins of wet evergreen you have the semi evergreen forest. Here you have the semi evergreen forest in the margins of this thing, okay. These are the semi evergreen forests, semi evergreen forests, right? And in this belt that is here, you again have the same type of the most deciduous forest, right? This is the mountain region, this region as and this region, and here you in this belt you have the evergreen forest particularly the wet evergreen forest. In the margins of the wet evergreen, you again have the semi-evergreen forest, semi-evergreen, right? And the remaining, the left one region is the this region. Here you have the mountain vegetation in this belt, right? You have the mountain vegetation. So this was the forest map of India, and this was the last slide of this class. So what we did is the first is the variability or the pattern of the rainfall in India, pattern of rainfall, right? And the second one is the vegetation of India, the vegetation of India, right? So these two things we did in this class, right? In the next class, what we will discuss, we will broaden the scope of the discussion. Okay, we'll broaden it and we will discuss the forest resources in more broad way, that is the significance of the forest resources, that is the significance of forest resources, right? The second one is that we will discuss is the exploitation of the forest resources, the exploitation, okay, plus deforestation. And the third one that we will discuss is the effect of climate change on the forest resources, forest, and the methods. And the third one, the last that we will discuss is the methods of conservation of forest resources, methods of conservation of forest resources, right? So this will be the four topics that we will discuss in the next class in very detail, right? So this was the last of this video. If you like the channel, if you like the video, subscribe the channel, and we will meet in the next class. Thank you.